Good morning. Thanks for joining Tuesday Tea Talk. We are having a wonderful Tuesday morning, as you can see.
This is like the third week that we've been doing this.
It's amazing. It's so fun. And the more we keep getting to know each other, we're just giggles and laughs. I'm calm. She's strong. I guess that means laughter too.
Yes. Laughter is a sense of strength, right? Sense
It is. You need a lot of laughter. So what are you drinking today?
I am drinking echinacea. It's the fall and our kids are starting to get sick and adults are starting to get sick. And echinacea is great to boost the immune system, and it was actually used by Native American tribes for hundreds of years.
That's awesome.
So they knew the secret of the power of echinacea. So if you are feeling something coming down or your kid's sick and something's around daycare, grab a box of echinacea.
Yeah. I see that it has elderberries too. Elderberries are another boost for the immune system. They are like a super berry. So if you've ever seen, I give my kids elderberry syrup during the fall and winter season to keep it as a preventative to keep everyone healthy. So it's great. And I am drinking along the same lines of health. I am drinking lemon, ginger, and manuka honey tea. And lemon is a good source of vitamin C. It aids in digestion, as does ginger. So it's just another boost of health in our diets to add in. And it's nice and fall, like you said, with a little sweetness in the honey.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah.
So today, what are we talking about?
Today, I want to tell mamas about folic acid, folate. Everyone keeps we hear these words.
What's the difference? I'm so confused.
Okay, so the difference is folic acid is a synthetic form of folate.
Okay.
The word folate actually comes from folian. It's a Latin word, and it means leaf. So if you want a hint on what to eat, green leafy vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get pregnant, if you are pregnant, if you're nursing, or if you're just a person, eating a lot of folate is really important for the diet. And folate is really important because it's a natural occurring source of vitamin B, and it's needed for cell growth and DNA formation, which obviously when we're pregnant and creating beings, that's happening. It's actually fascinating. So in the first trimester, when your cells are developing, it's almost like these 3 layers of cells. So the bottom is like the spleen and liver, and the second is, lungs, and then it's cool. And then by the end of the 3rd trimester, that 3-layer cell plate folds up and creates
this human. Oh, that's amazing.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
So eat greens, folate versus folic acid. Let me break that down for you. 40% of people have something, it's a gene mutation called MTHFR.
Okay.
And since most people don't know they have it, everybody can absorb folate. But those with this MTHFR, which is 40%, that's a lot of people, cannot. And so it's best to take the natural food source that's broken down, it's easier digestible, than putting the synthetic form of folic acid is synthetic form, so putting that into your body.
Okay. So should women start taking this even before they're pregnant?
Definitely.
Okay.
If you're thinking about not often, but a fair amount of women have unexpected pregnancies.
Yeah.
So if you have any plan to conceive ever, let's say, then consuming dark leafy greens is really important, and just looking up other foods that are strong in folate. But definitely good to have a healthy diet so that if you get pregnant, you've already got your body working to grow those cells and develop that DNA.
And I'm sure you're going to be sharing all the other wonderful things you should be eating when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay. I
like to break it down really easy for mamas, different foods for each trimester to just make it simple and easy. So stay tuned.
Great.
So the part I talked about is the nutrition and focusing on the physical of the baby and the importance of food and that structure. But how does infant massage help with the mental aspects of that developing baby?
That's a great question. So actually, touch is the first sense that we develop in utero, and it's the last one that leaves our bodies when we die.
Wow.
So it's the most critical because it's how babies perceive the world. They are learning from moms in the womb what they should expect outside of the world. And so, just like Angela shared about all the incredible benefits of a healthy diet for forming a healthy baby, is in the same way you think about how to take care of your mental and emotional state as well as the state of the baby. So when you are pregnant, your thoughts are no longer yours. They also belong to the baby. So if you're it's crazy. If you're consuming, some people, like my sister, love horror movies. If you're consuming horror movies, or if you, watch movies or read books with a lot of violence, or even if you naturally live in a stressful environment, all of that gets transferred to your baby while the baby's in the womb.
Is that like as a way to prepare the baby?
Exactly, perfect. So it's a biological trait and an evolutionary trait. So, if a mom unfortunately is living in a war-torn area or in an area with a lot of violence and stress, she's preparing the baby when the baby's in her womb for what to expect when the baby comes out in the world. So that makes sense, right, in those kinds of environments. But if you live in our highly industrialized society and you have a lot of stress in your life, but it's stress that you could potentially control, it's really important to take care of your mental and emotional state when you're pregnant, and try, and I know this is, it's hard, especially when you're working and you're managing and juggling so many things, but it's also important that society take care of moms and partners and other children in the family, that when mom is pregnant, that's a very sensitive time, that you treat her with utmost care and sensitivity and love and affection, because all of that is going to the baby. And so there's a doctor by the name of Bruce Lipton. He's a cellular biologist. Amazing. He studied epigenetics. Yep. He studied this in much detail about consciousness and conscious parenting. And so once you're pregnant, your what you put into your body and your thoughts all are going to go to your baby. And they've also found stress, high levels of stress, the hormone stress cortisol, in the umbilical cord between mom and babies. And so it's really important to take care of yourself in all ways when you're pregnant.
Yeah, so true.
So true.
And they are really connected. I find I do energy work with this woman, and when Mateo was young and he wasn't sleeping, I was like, Tina, what is going on with him? Why is he not sleeping? And she said, he's sensing your stress and he's waking up to make sure you're okay.
Oh my God.
She's like, just tell him you're fine, that you're able to handle your own stress, and he doesn't have to worry about it. And I would have this conversation with him, put him back to sleep, and I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. They're so connected to us.
Absolutely. You're one and the same when you're pregnant, and I think even after you're born,
until about 4, the connection from the umbilical cord and the baby, just that bond stays.
Yeah, and I mean, I've even experienced times, and it's quite eerie, when I'm thinking something and she'll say what I'm thinking. Like if I'm thinking about a person, she'll mention that person. If I'm thinking, oh, I hope she's going to be careful, she'll say, I'm going to be careful, Mom. So some of that is like,
it's amazing.
Some of that is she knows what she can expect to hear from me, but some of it is also just that bond. I mean, you're one body.
Yeah.
And so even after birth, like, you're together. Up until age 6, when they become adult. They're not adults, but they start having.
Please not adults.
No,
my 7-year-old.
Act like it. Yep. Yeah, sometimes my 2-year-old acts like she's 14, but they start having opinions of their own, and it's no longer absorbing, but it's now processing and having their own opinions and judgments of the world.
Yeah, cool.
So, nutrition during pregnancy,
so important.
Mental health care. Protecting your heart and your mind for mom.
Both, yeah.
Both, yeah.
I mean, because it's helping your baby.
It's going to help baby.
Yeah. So, should we wrap up with our quotes?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, mine doesn't have one. But I liked the one. Remember the one we talked about?
Yes.
A woman is like a cup of tea. You don't know how strong she is until you put her in hot water.
I love it.
Yes, that's us.
And I think actually that speaks to motherhood, right? Like,
so true.
When a mom is born, she handles it. Everything.
She will rise.
She will rise. And
she doesn't know it.
She doesn't know it. And she's, I was afraid when I was pregnant, how am I going to not sleep? Because I love to sleep. And, you know, the universe and nature just, they make it happen.
Yeah.
And so you discover a lot of inner strength that you didn't even know you had after you were a mom. That's where the term mama bear comes from, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what do you have?
Mine says Earth Laughs in Flowers by Ralph Waldo Emerson.
I like the tea one better. The woman in the hot water tea. I do like flowers. Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.
Time.
Bye.